bro. I'm telling you, man. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of. And we both got it. I'm sure everybody's listening has it. We all have these things that have happened, and as I've gotten a little older, I've learned to kind of put things. Time. The saying "time heals all wounds" I think is a little bit incorrect, right? In the sense that I don't think time heals wounds. I think time gives you distance and perspective, which makes you feel a little bit safer about it, right? Because it's just not fresh. There's a lot of the worst physical pain I've ever felt, the worst emotional pain I've ever felt. I can't feel those in the moment, right? So you can kind of go back and like remember what I was thinking in those moments, right? But you
Yeah,
can't
usually I'm
necessarily,
like, what was wrong with me? I'm
yeah,
an idiot.
I can't actually recreate that actual feeling of it
Yeah.
in the moment, right? So it doesn't do you any good in the present, right? Most
Hmm.
things don't serve you in the present, um, from a negative sense of you trying to like revisit it. Um, the closure thing, man, it's and I've always I came up with this thing. I was like, if you can, in some instances, it's like if you can fix it, fix it. If you can't, then fuck it. Like okay. And like you said, the closure thing is I think when people are looking for closure from situations, I think what they're looking for is, and I watched the whole YouTube deep dive rabbit hole on this, right?
Mm.
Of like why people get hung up on certain things, right? On past wrongs or past relationship, like the people, like why people obsess about these things, because your brain is trying to close the loop, and it can't close the loop, so it's constantly revisiting, making and the human mind does this thing of trying to fill in the blanks of things that we don't know, right? So you're always wondering, damn, is this the right thing? Is that the right thing? Is this the reason? Is that the reason? When in reality, none of this shit actually fucking matters. Whatever the reason is, like to your point, it doesn't matter what the reason is. It's probably not gonna feel good, and that's why I would tell people like when I was like, listen, are you asking me a question for confirmation or to actually gain information or confirmation? I was like, because if you're
Yeah.
just trying to confirm shit, just go with whatever you think, man. Just go with that and be done with it.
Yeah. Just tell me what you think, and I'll say yes or no, and then
And
we'll
I'll say
move
yes
on.
or no, and then we'll move on. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to remember. My grandfather said he said he said a lot of things. This is what we've talked about it. This is why I started a podcast in the beginning. Try to encapsulate whatever wisdom I have on
Hmm.
the rare moments I have any. Um, a couple of things that he would say. He goes, life is actually very simple. It is, and we talked a lot about it. I'm not going to do it all here on this episode. It'll take an hour, but basically, he's like, it's very simple. Fix what you can fix. Move past what you can't. And I'll keep it on that. But we talked about a lot of different things in that regard. Man, you know what? I need to start. I'm going to start writing. This is going to be. We'll save this. It was one of my. Do you have New Year resolutions? And if you did, what are they? I don't actually ever do those. I don't think I have, but I think this might be one. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start writing down. I got to keep like a journal. But anyway, let me get back to my questions.